A very good morning to all of you and welcome to the session, the Hindu Editorial Analysis for Proficiency in English. As usual, let us start with the snippets. What is the first one here? PM unveils a project for 6,650 crore in Bihar. There is one important word, though we have got many a time. What is that word? Unveil. Unveil means what? Good morning to all of you. Unveil means to make public. We also use words like disclose, reveal, divulge. All these words you have to recollect. Hamas ready for ceasefire in Gaza. Another news item, snippet. Ceasefire. Cease means what? To stop. Ceasefire. Temporarily stop war for dialogue or discussions, in a way for peace. You can also think of the word armistice or truce, all these words. Fragmentation muddies whole picture. Mud, you all know the word. Dirty, muddy water, dirty water. And what muddies whole picture? Fragmentation. Fragment can be a noun, can be a verb. Fragment means a small part. Fragmentation, dividing into small parts. Fragmentation muddies whole picture. A jumbo crisis in Madhya Pradesh. State ill-equipped to manage increasing elephant population. A jumbo crisis. Usually when we talk about elephants, we use the word jumbo. A huge problem, jumbo crisis. But in a way it is related to elephants. Because of increase in their population. Coming to the word ill-equipped means not ready, not properly equipped to deal with the population increase related to elephants. Tilak Samson pair in sensational stand, simple words. What is the main headline over here? President's coalition sweeps Sri Lanka polls. Here we have president's coalition sweeps Sri Lanka polls. We all know the word coalition. We have got many a time. Imagine 2-3 parties form a group. Then we call it alliance. We also use the word coalition. Between the parties, we use the word alliance, allies. But when they form the government, we say a coalition government. And very good. That's the word you have to recollect. Sweeps Sri Lanka polls. Sweeps means sweep, you all know the meaning. When you want to clean the room, you use a broomstick and you sweep the room. But that is not the meaning over here. What is the meaning of the word sweep? To win the election with a thumping majority. When someone gets thumping majority, the party wins many seats, then we say sweeps the recent Sri Lanka polls. What is a snippet over here? Modi, a puppet of billionaires, says Rahul at poll rally. There is one word I'm sure all of you know. What is that word here? Puppet. And you have to know the word puppetry. Have you ever seen a puppetry show? What is the meaning of puppetry? In the past, it was a source of entertainment, puppetry. And when we use someone, it's a derogatory term. When you say he is a puppet in the hands of the management, that is a derogatory term. This is definitely derogatory. That means he is controlled by others. What exactly does it mean? Controlled by someone. In this context, controlled by billionaires. And sometimes what happens, imagine a wife controls a husband. The wife, whatever the wife says, the husband listens to. Then we call that husband hen-pegged husband. Have you heard of this any time? Hen-pegged husband. What does it mean, hen-pegged husband? Husband who listens to the wife all the time. That also you have to know, hen-pegged husband, an important word. No. Okay. Henpecked husband is one who listens to the wife all the time. Let us go to the next news item. What do we have? Here, seized off Gujarat coast. 700 kg meat seized off Gujarat coast. Seize. Seize means what? To take something by force. You use force, you take something. Then we use the word seize. And a simple word, not that. We have got many a time. We have one idiom over here. Punjab, Haryana lock horns over new assembly. What is the idiom we have here? Lock horns. What do you understand? The Punjab, Haryana lock horns. What do you understand? Means they are at loggerheads, some sort of dispute. They haven't agreed on a particular thing. Lock horns, an important expression you have to remember. We have a pic over here, corn craft. You can see the corn. A farmer shucking. There's one word here, shucking. Shucking means to remove the outer layer of something, usually a corn or a shellfish. We remove the outer layer. That is known as shucking. A farmer shucking newly harvested corns at Kalwan in Nasik district of Maharashtra on Thursday. No need for central law for health workers NTF. India says climate finance is not an investment goal. Simple words, not at all difficult to understand. Trump vows to end wars with a strong military, takes a pledge to end war with military. Manipur police recover 3 bodies from Barak River. All simple words. On page 2, we have Akhilesh targets Adityanath over bulldozer action in UP. Bulldozer, I think we have done one editorial. Bulldozer action, exactly, pledge. Punjab and Haryana at odds over new assembly building in Chandigarh. The same thing, lock horns at odds, at loggerheads. All these idioms you have to recollect, and important idioms. Expedite inquiry into ransacking of AIADMK office. High Court directs CBCID. There are 2 words over here, expedite. Expedite means what? To speed up. Exactly. Very good. Logan. Speed up. And ransacking someone's office. You attack that office, you touch everything, and you may take a few things also. A ransack. When does it happen? When someone is angry, when the crowd goes out of control, they try to ransack someone's office. And important, both the words are very important. Fire in basement of Mumbai's BKC metro station, none hurt. There is an important word here. Answer my question, see if you can answer. 2 words, both the words are important. None, which part of speech is it? It is a pronoun, indefinite pronoun. There are 2 rules you have to recollect. 1, the indefinite pronoun none usually takes a plural verb. But if it is followed by phrases like of the students, of the boys, of the girls, of the employees, it takes a singular verb. Many exams have given none of the tourists are interested in the site. Wrong. None of the tourists is interested. Because there is a phrase of the tourists, none takes a singular verb. That is very important, you have to recollect. Hurt, already have said. All the 3 forms, verbs like cost, cast, telecast, broadcast, forecast, hurt, all the 3 same form, hurt, 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 no change. Rajasthan to boost medical tourism with new policy, simple words. Bipole candidate who slapped SDM sent to judicial custody. Stripe hit Tonk situation stable. There is a problem, stripe hit Tonk situation stable. Probe team set up to bust interstate gang involved in Tharuner Swapna scheme. Probe team, probing means what? Investigate. Set up, established to bust interstate gang, means to catch them. Hit. That is right. Very good. I guess that's all about from today's paper. Let us go to the next one. We'll go to the editorial. What time is it? Today a lot of words are there and not an easy one. And before I start the analysis, the question, what is the enrichment? You are going to improve your reading comprehension skill along with contextual awareness. You are going to learn a lot of words, vocabulary, grammar consolidation, mini mocks, effective English, consolidation of vocabulary. Let us go to words from today's editorial. The very first one, rhetoric. How do you pronounce that? Rhetoric. Part of speech, noun. Persuasive or impactful language, often lacking sincerity or substance. It goes with politicians usually. And politicians, they say something and they may mean, may not mean, not sincere, may be sincere, may not be sincere. Usually not sincere, lacking sincerity. And they want to convey they want to persuade the masses, the crowds. That speech is called rhetoric. It goes with writing, it goes with speaking. Example, the politicians' rhetoric on social issues was criticized for being superficial. Rhetoric usually superficial. Synonyms, oratory, eloquence, bombast, discourse. But these are positive words. Antonyms, silence, plain speech, straightforwardness. Alienation, an important word. It goes with tribal people. It goes with land alienation. Tribal alienation means to get isolated. The state of being isolated, exactly, or estranged, an important word. Estranged means to get separated from a group or activity. Today when we talk about development, we talk about inclusive growth. That means India is known for unity in diversity. We have so many people, so many groups, so many ethnic groups. We have to include all of them. If they are not part of the mainstream Indian culture, they are not part of the mainstream culture, then we say alienated people, alienated tribals, isolated. Tribal communities are fighting against the alienation of their lands. It goes with the lands also. They lose their lands, then also we say alienation, an important word. Estrangement, isolation, detachment, disaffection. Inclusion, connection, integration, attachment. You have to remember, inclusive growth, also integration. Indigenous, we have got many a time. What is the meaning of indigenous? Indigenous goes with persons, it also goes with industries. Indigenous people means the local people, native people, the ethnic groups, and indigenous industries, local industries, and we talk about MNCs, multinational companies, indigenous industries. Adjective, originating or occurring naturally in a particular place, simple word, native. You can also think of the word local. Very good, Murthy. Example, the indigenous practices of the Adivasi communities are being diluted. Adivasis or tribal people, they have their own ethnic culture, and because of exposure to the modern lifestyle, their traditional lifestyle may get affected and the traditional practices, they get diluted. Native, aboriginal, an important word I usually give. Endemic, local. Antonyms, foreign, alien, imported, non-native. Endemic also an important word, but usually it goes with diseases. When we talk about diseases, we use three words. One, endemic, regional. Epidemic, on a larger scale. Across the borders, pandemic. You all know pandemic. All these words are important. Infiltration. This is also an important word, though we have got many a time. Part of speech, noun. The act of secretly entering a place or group to gain influence or cause harm. The act of secretly entering a place or group to gain influence or cause harm. We have got this recently. Infiltration, infiltrate. Along the border from one country to another country, they try to enter. We call those people, the act is called infiltration. The party focused on alleged infiltration as a threat to cultural practices. Penetration, intrusion, encroachment, trespassing. But context, based on the context, we use the words. Retreat, withdrawal, ejection. Bridge. I remember we got this last year while one editorial related to elections in Rajasthan. About that time incumbent CM, they used this particular word. Noun or verb, a sudden, intense and concentrated effort or attack. But that context, a lot of welfare schemes at the time of elections, then also you can use this word. The BJP launched a campaign blitz before the elections. Synonyms: campaign, onslaught, barrage, offensive. Lull, pause, defense, inactivity. Some of these words are important, but onslaught goes more with attacking. Barrage also goes with the same. Bombarding. Campaign, exact word. Offensive. Context is important. Negate. You all know the word negative. Remember, negative, negate means part of speech verb. To deny or nullify the existence, truth or effect of something. Nullify the existence. What is the meaning of null and void? To make something invalid. The ruling party refrained from negating the opposition's claims directly. The ruling party refrained from. Always remember, refrain. It takes a preposition from. Negating the opposition's claims directly means they did not want to oppose directly. Denying, nullifying, contradicting, invalidating. Affirming, supporting, validating, endorsing. Domicile. I'm sure many of you know this word. What does it mean? It goes with residence, place of residence, part of speech, noun. The place where a person lives or has a permanent residence. The government promised reforms related to domicile rights. A residence, home, dwelling, abode. But the word dwelling has become outdated in Western countries, though it is being used in this part of the world. Abode also you can use, but it goes more with gods, goddesses. It goes with a religion. Displacement, homelessness, temporary shelter. Ploy, an important word, part of speech, noun. A cunning plan or strategy intended to gain an advantage. A cunning plan, we use the word ploy. The party accused the opposition of using the timing of elections as a ploy. At the timing of the elections, they consider a cunning idea, then the word ploy has been used. Strategy is a positive word. Ploy has a negative connotation. Tactic, it is here. Tactic, maneuver, strategy, scheme. Honesty, openness, straightforwardness. SOPs, part of speech, noun. Benefits or concessions offered to appease or pacify someone. Appease, an important word. It means pacify. To make someone happy or to pacify someone, you give some incentives. Then we use this word, SOPs. The manifesto includes SOPs for women, youth and farmers. Means some concession to these groups. Concessions, appeasements, perks, benefits. Perks goes more with workplace. Based on your position, your designation, perks, you may get entitled to certain perks. Deprivations, penalties, drawbacks. Underpin, part of speech verb, to support, justify, or form the basis of something. Usually we say underpin something means form the basis of something. Look at the example. Strong values underpin the company's success. That means what? What is the reason for the success of the company? Strong values, they underpin the success of the company. They support, form the basis. Support, reinforce, strengthen, bolster. Antonyms, weaken, undermine. Undermine, an important word, contradict. Exempt, I think we got this word yesterday. Today's editorial is all about elections in Jharkhand. And where is this Jharkhand? Just, I'm sure many of you know, it is here. And there is a border. This is Bangladesh. So when there is a border that belongs to a different country or a common border, this side Jharkhand, this part especially, and the other side Bangladesh, there is every possibility for infiltration. That has become a key issue in this context. So I hope you can make out. We have here not too much of this thing, but somewhere there is a possibility for infiltration. The tone of the editorial, before we go to this editorial, is all about elections in Jharkhand and two major parties, the BJP and the other in association with the Congress party. And the tone of the editorial is analytical and neutral. Why analytical? The article carefully examines both the BJP's and India Bloc's campaign strategies, focusing on their themes, promises, and accusations. All analysis. It dissects the significance of identity politics, corruption charges, and welfare promises, providing a detailed breakdown of the political dynamics. Complete analysis, one dimension. What is the other word here? Neutral. The editorial has not taken any stand. Based on that, we say neutral. The editorial avoids taking sides or showing bias. It presents criticisms and strengths of both parties, such as the BJP's focus on infiltration and the NDA bloc's cautious stance on land reforms. Completely neutral. What is the stimulus? Don't consider this. Identity card on the Jharkhand election campaign. And what is the main idea of the editorial? Politics over tribal and religious identities are at the core of Jharkhand polls. At the core. Dissect means to cut into pieces. Dissection goes with biology students know, +2 graduation, they do dissections. They cut open cockroaches, lizards, frogs. Dissect means to cut into pieces, literally. But in this context, to dissect means to find out the various dimensions, going deep into the particular situation. What is the situation here? Elections. Going deep and finding out the different dimensions, dissect the situation. Politics over tribal and religious identities are at the core of Jharkhand polls. With campaigning for the Jharkhand election in its final leg, an important phrase you have to remember. Core means the most important thing. Core means the most important part of something. Final leg means the last stage. The BJP and the ruling India bloc led by the Jharkhand Mukti Morcha are locked in a debate on the state's Adivasi identity. They are logged in a debate, means they are at loggerheads regarding what? On the state's Adivasi identity. Because of this, it starts with the word identity. Look at how does the editorial start? Identity card. There is an issue, there is a bone of contention, there is an apple of discord. What is it? The BJP says something, the India bloc says something else. Regarding what? The state's Adivasi identity. What is the BJP stand? The BJP's sharp focus has been on present perfect active voice. On what? The rhetoric of Bangladeshi infiltration. BJP says there is infiltration from Bangladesh. So BJP talks about Bangladeshi infiltration. which it is linking not only to the state's demographic changes but also to crimes. First, it says there is infiltration from Bangladesh, the BJP stand. It also says because of that, what is the impact of that? Impact is on the state's demographic profile and also crimes against the tribal women, land alienation, and what some Adivasi communities perceive as a gradual dilution of their indigenous cultural practices. The lengthy sentence, but it talks about two dimensions. One dimension, the BJP's claim regarding infiltration through Bangladesh. Second dimension, impact of that. Impact on who? Impact on whom? Impact on the tribal people. And what is the negative impact? All these things. Crime against women, land alienation, that means land isolation, losing their rights, and what some Adivasi communities perceive as a gradual dilution of their indigenous cultural practices. When a lot of people come from outside, obviously the local people, the indigenous people, there's an impact on them. Because of that, their cultural practices may get diluted. The party accuses, here the party means which party? The BJP. The party accuses the JMM, Congress, RJD alliance of encouraging infiltrators to bolster the alliance's voter base. Not only that, BJP talks about the infiltration issue, the impact of that. It also accuses the India bloc. And what is the accusation? Encouraging infiltrators to bolster the alliance's voter base. The BJP says the Congress and that India bloc is encouraging infiltrators. Why are they doing that? They want to improve their voter base. Bolster means improve in this context. The alliance's voter base, the objective behind encouraging infiltrators. This campaign has been running alongside the BJP's efforts to stress the importance of unity among SC, ST and OBC. First part talks about accusation and the problem and the accusation. This part, along with that, BJP has taken another stand related to, perhaps on the positive side. It talks about this campaign has been running alongside the BJP's efforts to stress the importance of unity among SC, ST and OBC groups using the messaging of Ek hai to safe hai. What does it mean? Safe when united. It is propagating another thing. What is it? A slogan. What is that slogan? Ek hai to safe hai. Means you are safe when you are united. So they want SC, ST and OBC to get united. It is propagating that idea as well. Suggesting that the BJP's campaign is targeted at having a coalition with more place for Adivasis alongside the party's existing base of non-Adivasi Hindu voters. It wants to include Adivasis and it wants to have a voter base which includes Adivasis as well as non-Adivasis, Hindu voters. Amidst the blitz of campaign, in the middle of this blitz of campaign, speeches by the BJP star campaigners, the ruling alliance's campaign led by Chief Minister Hemant Soren and his wife Kalpana Soren has squarely put onus of checking alleged infiltrators on the center. It talks about infiltration problem, the BJP. What is the response of the India bloc and also the party head Chief Minister Hemant Soren and his wife? They have blamed, has squarely put the blame, means they have blamed the center. They have blamed the center. They say onus of checking alleged infiltrators on the center. Onus means responsibility, without explicitly negating the claim of the BJP. What does it mean? It means they haven't negated the claim of BJP. What is the claim of BJP? Infiltrators, infiltration problem. They haven't negated that, but they have said in a subtle manner, if at all the problem is there, we don't have to be blamed. One has to blame the center because it is the onus of the center, means the responsibility of the center to check infiltration. The India campaign also tries to drive home the point, an important expression, drive home the point, put across a particular idea. The India campaign also tries to drive home the point that as Jharkhand has no international borders, the onus of checking alleged infiltrators should be on the union where the BJP is in power. Same thing is being reiterated. When I showed the map, some very close but not touching. So Jharkhand does not have any international border. If at all it is there also, it is the responsibility of the center to check the infiltration problem. The onus of checking alleged infiltrators should be on the union where the BJP is in power. That means BJP has to check in a way. Another central theme in the India bloc's campaign strategy has been the promise of implementing land registers as they had been surveyed in 1932 for the purpose of determining domicile. India bloc has something to offer. What is that? Has been the promise of implementing land registers as they had been surveyed in 1932 for the purpose of determining domicile. They want to implement that particular thing. But the JMM and its allies are careful here too. Regarding infiltrators, they have been careful. Even here, they have been careful. How? As Jharkhand has had a history of settlement with migration from neighboring states in waves ever since. 1932 means going back, and it has been careful. What is the reason for that? It has history. Jharkhand has had a history. An important expression, try to answer, Jharkhand has had, which tense is that? Present perfect, active voice. A history of settlement with migration from neighboring states in waves ever since. Some senior BJP leaders have suggested a national register of citizens in the state, though the party does not mention this in its manifesto. Some leaders have suggested something, but that is not part of the BJP party's manifesto. The BJP is taking up charges of corruption that sent leaders such as Mr. Soren and the Congress's Alamgir Alam to jail. You all know Hemant Soren was in jail for some time. Later he came out, that's a different story. The BJP is talking about that. It is talking up charges of corruption that sent leaders such as Mr. Soren and the Congress's Alamgir Alam to jail. What is the response of, or what is the stand taken by JMM? The JMM has been questioning. Which tense is this? Has been listening, has been questioning, has been doing something. Present perfect continuous. Has been questioning the announcement of the election in the state a month before the term of the current assembly ends. When did they announce? 1 month before the current government, the term ends, calling it as a BJP ploy, cunning plan to disrupt the welfare schemes of the Soren government. While the BJP is going all out to attack the popularity of these schemes by questioning their implementation at the fag end of the alliance, I use this quite often. At the fag end means what? Last part of something. BJP is questioning all out attack means questioning the popularity of these schemes by questioning the implementation at the fag end of the alliance government's term. Its manifesto has tried to outdo the JMM's in terms of SOPs being promised for the youth, women and farmers in the state. All these part of manifesto, the manifesto of the BJP, manifesto of the JMM or the India bloc, they are trying to outsmart each other. Here, outsmart, where is that term? Outdo. The JMMs in terms of concession being promised for the youth, women and farmers, important groups. It ends on that note, I suppose. That's it. That's all about today's editorial. Try to answer these questions. The first one, it is related to BJP's campaign focus. What issue is central to the BJP's campaign in Jharkhand? Today it is a new way of presenting. First, the main aspect, based on that a question with options. Increasing education funding, addressing corruption charges, combating Bangladeshi infiltration, obviously. Here, what is the dimension? India bloc's promise. What is India bloc's promise? What has the India bloc promised regarding domicile in Jharkhand? Implementing land reforms from a 1952 survey, nowhere mentioned. Implementing land registries based on the 1932 survey. It is not interstate migration, not national register. What is the answer? B is the answer. It is about BJP's unity campaign. BJP talks about unity. There is a slogan also they have given, the party has given. What does the BJP slogan, Ek Hai To Safe Hai, imply? Unity among Adivasi, SC, ST and OBC communities. The need for national security, promoting safety, encouraging. So what is the answer? Unity. Unity among whom? Adivasi, SC, ST and OBC communities. This is regarding responsibility for checking infiltration. A question based on or related to whose responsibility is it to check infiltration? According to the India bloc, who is responsible for checking alleged infiltration in Jharkhand? Jharkhand Mukti Morcha? No. State law enforcement agencies? No. Adivasi community leaders? No. Whose responsibility? The onus is on the union government. This is regarding the timing of elections. Election announcement timing. What accusation has the JMM made regarding the timing of the election announcement? It aims to favor the Congress party. It disrupts welfare schemes of the sovereign government. Hold that one. Supports the migration. No. Answer is what? It disrupts. Disrupt means interrupt. What does it mean? Interrupt. Today I could not, lack of time, I could not bring mock questions. The last slide is regarding vocabulary consolidation. Try to, all the 5 correct, very good, banking warrior. That means you are good at comprehension and listening skill, both comprehension and listening skill. Recollect all these meanings of these words. Astound means what? Astonishing, surprising, amazing. That's wonderful. Who is this? Sunil. Very good. Botched. Not done properly. Botched means what? It goes with doctor. Doctor, operation, and remember the word botched means not properly done, not carefully done. Extradition. Sending a person back to the country of his origin. Impunity. Exemption from certain rules and regulations. They have the impunity, means they are exempted from certain rules and regulations. Arbitrary, based on whims and fancies, and not based on reasoning or rationality. Punitive measures means related to punishment, punitive, given as a punishment. Willful, intentional, deliberate. That's a different meaning. Mediator, a different meaning. That is arbitrator. That is different. Arbitrary is different. Willful defaulters means what? Intentional and deliberate. Subversion, undermine something. Undermine means to weaken something or someone. Subversion tactics, to make the government weak. Inflict means cause pain. Inflict pain, cause pain. What is the last one here? Venture. To start something. Business venture. Ventured into exports. Went into exports. All these words are important words, do remember and make them part of active vocabulary. That's all for today. Have a nice day. And try to work on important words. We'll provide the PDF. To access PDF, you have to join Sridhar's CCE Telegram group of Sridhar's CCE. There you can access the PDF. Thank you very much.